You look so pretty now. You showered.
Thank you. You look just as gorgeous as well.
I've just been sitting here working.
Hi again. I don't know why I have this weird black bar, but whatever. It's just gonna be what it is. So, okay. So people are joining. Hi, beautiful ladies. Hi, other
everybody.
Natalia. Okay. So, hi, folks. Welcome to Ask Tamily, episode 51, featuring.
Oh my God, that's my age.
Oh my gosh.
Meant to be.
Yes, it is.
Meant to be.
I can't believe you're 51. That's insane.
Oh, look closer. It's almost 52.
That's awesome. And still rocking, you know.
I'm trying.
Okay, so hi folks, welcome. Ask Tamily, episode 51.
Hi, Shar. I saw her say hi to me.
Oh, cool. So Suzanne is usually our interviewer, but she is moving today, so I get to take over. So
I'd way rather be doing this than moving.
I know, seriously. Yep. That's like the one. Aren't there like 3 things that like completely stress you out in life? A new job, moving, and like a relationship or something.
So true. So true.
Okay, so are we ready?
I'm ready. Bring it on.
All right, folks. Well, welcome to episode 51 of Ask Tamily. This is Deb. Her Instagram handle is Deb for Tam. And we're going to just get going. So, Deb, when and how did you start the Tracy Anderson method?
March of 2017. And I look at food and put on weight. So I have had to exercise my whole life, and I hate exercising. Well, I used to. And I would just, I'd go to spin, and then I do that for a few months. Then I do hot yoga, whatever it was. But, and my nutritionist, who I started to work with in 2016, had suggested Tracy Anderson to me in 2016. And I watched it once, and I was like, okay, but she's not talking. And I was like, oh, hell no, I can't do this. And it looked hard, and I was like, no. So I went back to doing my spin. But in late 2016, my father passed away unexpectedly, and my mom needed to move in with my husband and I for a few months till she could get on her feet. And then I found myself working full time and trying to get to spin class while my mom was here all alone. And I just overwrought with guilt about that. Mm-hmm. So I reached out to my nutritionist again. She's like, just because I felt like I needed something to try to do at home. My mom would go to bed early enough that I could get a workout in or whatever. So I started in March. And for some reason, and I really think this matters because for some reason it clicked for me then, whereas it didn't a year before. But mentally, I needed her to not talk. Mm-hmm. Like mentally, I needed the quiet space. I didn't even know I needed it, but I needed it, and I haven't stopped since then, and I have no interest in ever doing anything else as long as I can.
Yeah. Yep. That's Tracy for you.
Yeah, it's so true. So great.
You start. Did your nutritionist suggest streaming, or did you start with continuity, or I guess meta continuity? Where did you start?
When I started right away with streaming. Well, that's not true. I think I bought like one DVD thing on my digital, and then I learned the whole streaming thing and just started to do that. And I thought, you've worked out your whole life, you can just jump right into advanced. And so I did, and nearly killed myself doing it. Yeah. But you really see improvement in your strength quickly, and your just endurance, I think. So pushing yourself at the beginning, even though you're sore as all get out, it's worth it, I think, if you can, because you will see, the improvement soon, and then you're like, oh, look, I'm strong enough to do this.
Yeah. Well, we kind of covered the why you said that, which is a great.
Thanks, Dad.
That's a huge part of mm-hmm. why I think we choose this method is because we can just do it at home in our pajamas or whatever.
You fix that. I was doing it at home. Mom would go to bed pretty early, so I would do it at night. And then when Mom got on her feet and moved out, I still did that for a while, but it really wasn't my preference. I've always preferred a morning workout. Yeah. And so, you switch it, you work at home or you work out at home, you can switch it to whenever you want. So now I'm strictly really in the morning.
Yeah. So initial Tracy, just switching from spinning to Tracy, how do you stay motivated to continue to work out at home?
Um, it's it's really only partly a physical workout for me. It really is my hour of meditation.
Yeah.
I once heard some interview on Good Morning America or something about meditation, and the speaker was saying how any time that your mind and your body are in the same place for an extended period of time, that really is meditation. And I was like, oh, that's what I do.
Yeah, that's
it's true. So for me, it's very mental and emotional. I mean, the whole talk that Tracy does about the balance is huge. And I mean, I work full time in a very stressful job. I'm constantly in chaos, it seems, putting out fires, and it's the only hour of my day that is quiet. The only other time it's quiet is in my car.
Yeah,
I know. So I just need it. And there's times I'd be like, oh, I don't know if I can today. And honestly, I just get on Instagram and watch all my Tamily gals working their booty off, and I'm like, damn, she looks good doing that. And I'm like, I gotta go do it.
Yeah. Super motivating. Yeah,
it is. It is.
So I think this was a question for the end, but since you touched on it, do you want to share what you do and where you live?
Sure. So I live in South Orange County, California. I don't live on the beach. I live inland near Saddleback Mountain in a sort of golf gated community called Dove Canyon. And I am an attorney. I own a firm with a partner. We have 10 lawyers. It's all trial law. It's often more than I want it to be, but I wanted to be a lawyer when I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
So here I am.
So how long have you been practicing?
27 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
Well, I'm almost 52. That's how that happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, you don't even look close to 50.
Well, thank you.
You're doing something right, lady.
It's an enormous amount of work, is it not? Just to keep up the maintenance. Good Lord.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we had, yeah, I agree. Amen.
Yeah.
Let's see. Have you ever met Tracy?
I have. And some of the gals I think on here did with me. I went to her 2-day thing. It was October of, I think it was last October, and it was in Brentwood, and it was just a 2-day workout. Dr. Siddiqui was there and spoke a couple times. Yeah, it was great. It was shorter than I would like it to. I mean, it was only 2 days. And I have to tell you, so anybody that's sitting there going, oh my God, I can't do that kind of studio okay, and anybody that's on this will know, I seriously nearly died the 2-hour workout on Saturday. It was so hot and humid. And I was like, oh my God, I'm stopping every 3 minutes. But then the next day it was better. I actually don't think it was as hot in the studio the next day. But so I did meet her there, and she was, she's just inspirational. She was insightful. She was so kind and interested. It was probably, I'm not somebody, because I work full time, I don't have a ton of girlfriends that I do a bunch with. It was really one of the few times in my life I've been in a room with all these women. But the candor and how frank everybody was and open, and there were some breakthroughs that were obvious. It was just really, it was kind of life-changing. I never thought I'd come home from a 2-day thing like that saying that, but it was. And now I get to go see her in the Hamptons with you.
No,
so excited.
I'm so seriously excited. This is, getting to the studio experience is one thing, but then the lectures, and we're getting kind of a mini little Vitality Week, kind of a mini experience with the end of each class now, where she's doing
I love that.
Little chats.
And I listen to them before I do the workout.
Me too. Yeah.
Even the first time, I'm like, wait, did she say something at the end? Because I need to know going in.
Yeah, exactly. Tell me what I need to know before I start it.
Right.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. So for Dr. Siddiqui, what was your biggest takeaway from his lecture?
There's just a real appreciation that from him for just natural, be who you are, don't be who you think everybody else wants you to be. Be kind to yourself. That inner talk that we give ourselves. I really think that the performance program this month, I loved the interview with Jim Quick. I have watched it a couple of times, and I'm following his podcast too. I mean, we might all look like we have it together, but okay. I mean, I struggle every day with self-esteem, body image. I mean, if we're honest, we do, and I have to work on my self-talk a lot. And I've read Siddiqui's books. I think they're really helpful. But that whole idea of just don't apologize for who you are, be natural. Kept saying, stop bringing bullshit in your pockets. Was what he said.
Yeah, yeah. Take up your space, right?
Yes,
yes. This is It's okay to own that space. Yes, yeah. I think he's amazing, and I haven't. So performance, I haven't watched the new one. I'm still like behind on the old one.
I know I do it in bits and pieces.
Yeah.
You know, I read the recipes, and but Jim Quick, it was an hour interview, and it's not that often that I will sit down, but I was mesmerized. I was really intrigued.
Yeah, which says a lot because you're super busy. The only quiet time you get in your car and your workout,
so
to put it in. But it's so important that we take that time for ourselves. I mean, that's part of the whole big picture. So, yeah, very interesting. That was for a Vitality Week experience. That's huge. That's like
it was really cool. It was really cool.
Yeah. So, have you been to the studios other than that, or just
no? But we have a West Coast Tamily meetup happening.
Oh, cool.
There's like 20 of us. And Miriam was so kind. She's like, we all have matching outfits coming. But we're going to the Studio City. We're going to work out there the 27th of July.
Oh, I'm going to be all over Instagram. Gotta watch that right before
we will post everything we can. Yeah, no, I'm excited. It'll be great.
So because I'm not the master interviewer, that's Suzanne. At the beginning, I forgot to say we have planned questions. Go ahead and submit questions, but I can see some questions coming through.
Okay.
So I'm going to be awkward. And I figured out why my camera is doing this. It's because I set it so that it doesn't rotate. I'm just going to leave it. I just had that epiphany.
Do not mess with this. It was hard to get this to work.
Not going anywhere.
Right.
So, okay. So Natalia has a question. She says, do you find any similarities between your work and the method? Are there common themes, or does TAM help your work and vice versa?
Common themes, I would say, I have to stay motivated and passionate about my work and about my workout. But the second half of that question is an easy answer. Absolutely yes. I don't have the same kind of day at work if I haven't worked out that morning. I just a couple weeks ago, I had to sit my secretaries down, and I'm like, okay, I get we're really busy, but you really can't book me before 9:30 a.m. unless you absolutely have to. Like, if I have to be in court, it's one thing, but I need to get up at 5. I need my 30 minutes of coffee and breathing, and then I need my workout. By the time I get to work, and I looked at them and I said, are you guys good with that? And they're like, well, you weren't as nice as you normally are last week, so we're all in. And it's so true. Like, I just don't have the like Tracy says, I don't have the bandwidth for my day nearly as well if I have not worked out that morning.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's kind of the way it works for us.
And it's just that I think that hour of quiet creates a mental space in the morning for me that provides room in my brain for what hits me when I come in the door. I find myself there's usually one morning a week where I am so anxious about work, where I know, and I've learned this about myself, where I know you are not going to be able to focus on your workout today. Like you have to just get into the office early and get this day, really productive day, out of the way. It doesn't happen that often, but because those days that I try to work out, if I'm feeling that way and I try to work out, I'm checking my email during the workout, and that's not worth it to me.
Right. That's
right. So,
yeah.
And a lot of my clients are back east, so they're emailing at 4 a.m. So I try really hard to not look at my emails until my workout is done.
Mm-hmm.
Not,
good. I mean,
I don't always succeed, but I try.
Yeah, no, it's good. That's that's not a bad thing. That's your you time. Sacred.
Yeah. So
Church.
Right?
It is. We've done these like Skype workouts where it'll be like 3 or 4 or 5 of us, and we used to call it church, but that really is kind of your time.
Yeah,
working out is sacred.
I don't know any other type of workout that I would have ever been able to commit to. And I think the difference is what I was saying. Like, if it's just a physical workout, then you can get unmotivated, you can get tired, you can feel exhausted, you can feel sore. But when it really is when your peace of mind is created in that hour, or some peace of mind is created in that hour, that's when you emotionally, spiritually, mentally crave that hour. I would have never thought I'd say I crave a workout, but
I know. But you do, yeah. And you like you said, when you miss it, watch out, people.
Get out of my way.
Yeah. Okay. So another question, we were going to ask what your routine was. We know that you like to work out in the morning. What classes are you doing? Or are you doing like Attain, Fundamental, Start?
I always, 99% of the time, I will start with Attain just to make sure that I've made that effort. And girl, I want a mimosa.
If I could,
oh my god,
here I would.
Okay, no. So I always start with Attain, and if I really like the class and I feel like I can improve in it, whatever, which is most of the time, then I will stick with that. And there are probably 4 days in, sometimes certain parts hurt, or I'm like feeling a little like I need a change, and I'll pop over to Fundamental for a day or two. There are weeks where I just love the fundamental class way more, and it seems to be a better fit for my body. Like, I might be working an area I feel I need more work in.
Yeah.
But I would say I'm 80% Attain, 20% fundamental.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love having the option.
Coming in, like, knowing that you started just like a couple years ago, and that you're like sticking with Attain, that's amazing. Because some weeks it's like you said, it's like,
this week's hard. This week's hurting.
This week it goes by so fast, though.
It does. I know it does. The pace of last week and this week are very obvious to me.
Yeah. And the playlist matches. I knew.
Yeah.
There's been discussion about why the music has changed.
Right.
And last week, someone, I think it was Nikki Six Tam or something, was actually in the class, and I messaged her. I was like, "Oh, it's the playlist that was during class, because if it was, it's strategic. Like, everything Tracy does is strategic." And I tune into it, but it's like a rave in my head the entire time, and I just need a different song,
I know.
It's intentional,
Yeah.
So stick with it. Plus, I'm so excited. Vitality Week, we're gonna get the most amazing playlist during that class. I just know it.
I know.
Hopefully, it's not a bunch of remixes.
I'm excited for like the winery dinner and the shopping in the Hamptons.
And just hanging out and like the like chatty wine time and girl time.
Yeah.
Fun. Yeah. So let's see, what have we covered here? Do you do dance cardio?
A little here and there.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel great on my body. But like a few weeks ago, when I came back from Europe, I was like, oh God, I need to pull some of these pounds off of me. And so what I'll do sometimes, and people have probably seen me post this, I'll do the workout, and if I've got energy, I'll just throw on an 80s playlist that I have, and I just get up and dance. Myself, and I'll try to be super cool and put together some routine that's never any good. And I maybe only do 12 minutes of it, 3-4 songs, and that's about it.
Every minute of dance cardio counts. I'm
gonna believe that and repeat that to myself, because it's true.
Every minute. You could do literally 1 minute during arms, and that adrenaline boost, the heart rate boost, and my daughter's listening to us right now. It's awkward.
Hello. I know. My husband's like, "Can I be in there?" I'm like, "Heck no, go away. I'm part of this."
Yeah. Every minute of dance cardio counts. Don't let anybody tell you differently.
Okay,
Okay. There's another question. So Rachel, I don't know if Rachel's still in here, but she asked, "Do you do any other mindful practice aside from TAM?"
I paint, not nearly as I used to paint. About a year and a half ago, I was painting a few times a week, and it's really called art journaling. So it's not like I'm sitting here with an easel, but I it's been hard to fit it in. But that to me is any kind of creative outlet was the only other. It was important for me at that time with what was going on in my life, and it just created another thing where your mind and your body are doing the exact same thing at the time. I couldn't think of anything other than what I was creating, and so that was sort of a meditation. Other than that, I'll try and journal, write in a journal, and I'll try and do some quiet time with music. I'm not good at sitting there and meditating. I never have been, so these other outlets are really about all I can fit in.
Yeah, I'm the same. I can't sit in the quiet and let my mind go in that like meditative state. But if I'm moving and I can let it, it's
it's really hard to quiet my mind. I wish it was easier. It's just who I am. And so anybody that feels that way, I think that's why I was so intrigued by the idea of, so you're telling me my mind can be going at the same time, but if it's doing what my body's doing, it is this symbiosis that's created where it removes all the outside noise really from my head. So that's the best way I can describe it, and that has worked for me.
Yeah, it works. It works. So when did you start? This wasn't one of our questions, but I'm always interested in this. So when did you find the Tamily and start posting on Instagram?
I think I just found the Tamily as I was following Tracy Anderson's Instagram. And I would see it pop up. So it's been at least a year, but I probably went a whole year doing the method without really understanding the whole social media aspect of it. And then I don't post that often, my workouts. I do here and there. I love everybody that does because they're so motivating. I honestly sometimes just am like, okay, I can videotape it, but I don't even have time to clip my videos and get them on. But I find myself though, I'll be doing my workout, or I'll be doing something. I'll be like, oh, I wonder what somebody does if they want. Like a few months ago, I was taking Ambien at night, and I had been for a period of time, and I really wanted to get off it, and I tried a few times and couldn't. I just got on the Tamily, and I'm like, who's sleeping with what natural meds are we using? So I get on and I ask those questions, and I love that there's this enormous support and different people with different lifestyles and different ideas, and I got off Ambien because of what people told me, and it's been working. So
that's awesome. That's amazing.
It's like a chat room. You can ask anything you want.
Right. And get an honest to goodness heartfelt answer.
Yeah.
Right.
And helpful.
Amazing. Holistic, practitioners.
All good.
There's everybody's here. That's right. Anything. You could ask anything. Yeah. And get a non-judgy, heartfelt response. Yeah. Like, girl, get off the Ambien.
Yeah,
do that.
Right? Thank God.
So what did you do?
At the beginning, I started to I had magnesium with hot water at night and a couple melatonin. And then there's an all natural sleep aid called Luna, Luna. I buy it online through Amazon, and it's really just melatonin and some other herbs are in it. But so I did that for a while. I cut out the magnesium a month or two after that. Nobody judge me here. I do take a CBD gummy, one or two. I mean, let's face it, I take them when I can and want, but at night, a couple of those at night help.
Yeah, no judging at all. No,
I love CBD. I put it all over my body. What are you talking about? Yeah. Yesterday I went to work, and I was like, man, with all those push-ups this week, I was like, what did I do to my shoulder? And I carry this CBD spray ointment in my purse for when I don't want to be like rubbing on my body at work, or and I'm just like spray, you know.
Yeah.
But it helped.
It helps, yeah. Use it. I mean, I'm all for it.
Totally.
For you, use it. And it's not this crazy pharmaceutical.
No, it's all natural. I mean, everybody's, a lot of what I do a lot of medical malpractice work. And so I work with a lot of doctors, and they, you know, everybody's diagnosing it and recommending it for arthritis. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's a wonder your drug. And it's natural. Imagine that. What advice do you have for someone who is new to the Tamily?
I think that, so new to the method or new to Tamily?
New to the method and maybe new to the Tamily. How about both?
So new to the method, I think it really does. I think you really have to be open-minded about Tracy's the way she does the whole not speaking thing. And I'll be totally honest. And if Tracy ever hears this, sorry, girl, but I love you. But when I first started, I was like, who is this little blonde thing? And what do you mean she's like done research and so, you know, I was like, she's just a tiny little young thing and she's getting herself, but you know, and then it's been all this time and I read all the stuff she's done and I listen to all her talks and I'm like, no, she totally knows her stuff. And there's a real method to her method. So anybody that's starting it, I would say be patient. It's not easy to track at first, but it comes pretty quick. Her moves are very similar and they build off each other. I would say don't get discouraged if you're not doing advanced right away. I would say that the endurance and growth comes quick. You know, the other thing, I don't know if anybody else is like this, but I'm not someone that I would not have said in the past that I'm in tune with my body. I'm one of those people that like, if I'm having an allergy day or like, I don't pay attention to it. I didn't care about it. I didn't know what was causing it. I didn't care to find out. I wasn't very aware of my body. I might like look in the mirror and be like, oh, that looks gross on you, or you look, and I'd be not nice to myself. But something about the method has changed my relationship with my body, where I'm very in tune to what it needs, physically and mentally. I also feel like this is going to sound goofy, guys, but I feel like I could. This is so weird. I feel like I could draw my body now. I know what muscles have moved where. I know where the strength is. I know, and there's something about that. That's part of the mind-body connection, where like my mind owns my body now in a way that it didn't before. I'm not explaining that very well, but
no, you're explaining it fantastically. Yeah.
So somebody starting, I think I would just say there's so many benefits to come. It is worth sticking with. Consistency is key, though. And even though you might not be somebody, I didn't do this at the beginning. I'm pretty much a 6-day-a-week girl now, but it was probably 4 to maybe 5 at the beginning. So over time, when you see the benefits, the consistency becomes easier because you will crave it.
Yep.
Yeah, and new to the Tamily, I would just say welcome, and anything and everything is great here, goes here. We really love positivity, though, and the negativity can hurt.
Yeah, check that shit at the door, as Tracy says this week.
Yeah, there's enough of that in all of the other noise in our world. This is a safe place and a happy place, and no judgment, and just there's not enough women helping women in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Well said. You know, that's I think. Something else came up that week, like that this week. You know, there's it's women. Maybe it was Heather last week saying, you know, that women are usually catty and expected to be, right?
Yeah.
Like oh no, you're just. But no, it doesn't. You like that. No.
I work in a very male-dominated field, especially in trial law, and I really wish women would be. There's fewer of us, and so we really try to be supportive of each other, but not everybody is, at least on a professional side. So I just love yourself and love each other.
Exactly. Well said. And no judging. No judging. No judging anyone else. I'm going to scroll through. You have to scroll through afterwards and read these awesome comments.
Oh, are there good comments? Thank you.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Let's see here. I know there was another question that popped up. All the hearts. Oh, Aggie's here. You might get an Aggie question. Actually, here's one. So, this is Change Girl Tracy. Do you think you
Hi,
will?
girl.
Yeah. Do you think is she gonna be at your meetup?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Do you think you will attend another Vitality Week? It was lovely to meet up with you at the LA Vitality Week. Actually, we already know this, but go ahead.
Yes. So going to the Hamptons in August, and I honestly like choked a bit on the price of that.
Yeah.
And and I really hesitated in Hampton Hot, and my husband was like, you just this is your thing, and he was so supportive of it. But yes, absolutely, I will. I've always wanted. I travel a lot, but I've never been to the Hamptons, and so not only did I always want to go to the Hamptons, but I just feel like that's her home base, So it was like I want to go there and live her little world for a few days. So I would prefer maybe to go to one a little closer, although I want to go to another one. I wouldn't even mind doing it internationally. And I want to go after Mary in Seattle. I want to go to a Goop one, but that was even more expensive.
Yeah.
But no. I love some of their theories, ideas, products. So
yeah,
like
the Goop swag bag. I mean,
right?
That would be amazing. And the workout with that.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, super excited for this Vitality Week. You're
so excited.
Love it. And then, and yes, getting to the East Coast from the West Coast, it's kind of a bear.
It is. But you were, so grateful you guys, I get to stay in the house with you. We get to be house buddies. Yes. You guys all work that out for us. I just love it. Can't wait.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. It's amazing. And Watermill, like you said, it is their home base, and there's this energy there that, like, well, I've only ever been to 59th Street, which was high energy too.
Yeah.
But it's just it's home, so it's like
and we'll post tons of videos, and we'll keep everybody updated like you're there with us.
Millions, an irritatingly large amount.
I know you'll be annoyed.
Okay, let me see. I'm going to look at my list here. What's something you've learned from Tracy?
That we are meant to move. That resonates with me as I get older and see many that don't. That health is a physical, spiritual, mental balance. And I find that I trust her. I trust her science, her research, and her method. I've learned that it's okay to take a fundamental or take a different class if your body needs it. I've learned that we're supposed to, not only are we meant to move, we're meant to move every day, which was hard, a hard pill to swallow at first. Yeah. And then I think I would just say that I've really enjoyed some of the work she's done in the performance program. I like the content she does on products. That's okay, but I've liked the talks. I've liked some of the people that she's introduced us to. Just this feeling of overall wellness. I like that it includes food and recipe now. This month's or this quarter's theme was Quiet the Noise, which is something I'm always trying to do. So it's just, I feel like she's come into my life in so many ways and brought nothing but good and joy and productivity and peace. So
it's great. I mean, she's become this. It's not just her. It's the whole community and all of it. But that Tracy is a household name. Like, I'm gonna do Tracy, or it's like Zen.
What is somebody this morning on Tamily? I think it was on. Somebody said that they call. They're doing that new thing about July. Who you are in July?
Yeah. Okay. About me, July. Yeah.
Right. So somebody posted this morning, and I'm sorry I can't remember your name if you're on, but and she said that she calls it her vitamin T.
Oh, vitamin. Oh, this
right.
Yes, this is uncool_Tam, I think, or Tammer, and she's
so cute.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like, that needs to change to Cool Tam, but her vitamin T.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that Christina, that For the Love of Rock Stars,
I saw that new
shirt. Yeah.
I know that would be cute. It's funny that the whole household words, right? So I'm going to do Tracy or whatever, and I'll say to my husband on Wednesday, I gotta go, new content dropped. I gotta go watch my new content before tomorrow, or and he'll say, was it hard? How's the new content? Is there a lot of planks? Like it's like it's hard, honey. All of it's hard.
Yeah. So, does he ever work out with you? Do you guys do? No.
I have a husband who he's gonna, if he ever watches this, he's gonna be pissed. Now I have a husband who is 10 years older than I am, and he is hot. Okay, I'll give you that, babe. But he's a former track guy, and so he's got great metabolism. But his idea of a workout is pretty much going to take a sauna at the gym and sometimes swim. And like, if I had your metabolism, that might be all I did too. But no, he's amazed at how much because he knows it's a all of us, how hard we work.
Yeah, I mean, this is not easy. We're athletes.
Yeah, and he does the laundry around here, which God bless him. So he's like, I counted your workout towels. I counted your leggings. He's like, all the laundry is your workout crap. I'm like, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, not sorry.
Thank you.
That's amazing. The Tam hubbies are the best.
Oh, they're so good.
Okay, I'm scrolling through. Sorry, awkward sideways. Natalia's super excited. I can't wait to meet, all the new people that I haven't met at this Vitality Week. But I honestly wish that we could, get the entire Tamily together.
I know. How can we do that? Let's just get on a cruise ship, all of us.
It has to be that or an island or something. I mean, cabin in the woods. I don't care. It could be anything.
Get one of our really, really powerful, emotionally strong women to put this together, because some people are just, it's amazing what they could do.
I know. It's great.
Yes.
Yeah. Miriam, we need.
I know, right?
On it. Stab. Oh, Tampa Suzanne's here. Hi, Suzanne.
How's the move?
I know. Yeah. I was texting her. I called her during our crazy, insane trying to get this connected.
Oh yeah, sorry, that was hard.
It's bugged her. Sorry. Okay, let's see. I think there's and Suzanne's still here. So Natalia says, LMAO, husbands know Wednesday nights we are unavailable.
So true. Yeah, I know that he loves me when I'm like, we're going on a trip and I'm like, sweetie, my suitcase is too heavy. I need you to pack my weights. or he'll carry a backpack through the airport with my hand weights in him. I'm like, thank you.
And we all know, take it out at security or divvy it up in your check bags. It's not too heavy. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But he also knows if I don't work out, I'm, mildly bitchier. So it's to his benefit.
Do it.
Take his benefit.
Take your vitamin T already.
I own that, man.
So when you travel, do you take all the gear or do you go?
Depends where I'm going and how long I'm going to be gone. I typically will take one set of my hand weights, typically just the 3s, and I'll take my heavy leg weights. That's typically what I travel with. But if I go longer, I try to take all of it. When we were in Hawaii last year for a week, I took all of it because I knew the schedule I'd have, I would be able to fit in a workout every day. When we were in Europe, it was harder. And part of the time we were on a cruise, so I used the hand weights in the gym, but had my, and that was weird because there's a lot of people I knew on that. And I would do my workout in the gym, and then at dinner they'd be like, "What's all those leg lift things you're doing?" And I'm like,
"It's
don't watch.
Jump on board, guys.
Stop watching."
Right. Yeah. Let's see here. We've kind of covered all of the questions, kind of indirectly for some of them. If anybody else, I'm checking the time. 10:09. We've still got some time because this thing will cut us off. That's the other thing about it'll cut us off at an hour and then we won't get it saved. So we'll just end a little bit before an hour. What kind of results have you seen?
I think my arms were an immediate change. So I definitely have more definition in my arms. I've never really had heavy arms or heavy legs. Those have been not my trouble spots, but I like the more definition for sure. Definitely my legs look more muscular, but not in a overly bulked way. My nutritionist, who also does Tracy Anderson, I remember talking to her after I'd been doing it for a few months, and we were talking about the changes, and she goes, it's like it zips everything up from the inside. I was like, oh my God, that's exactly what it does. it just makes everything tighter. But also, I never had a very big booty, but I never had a small booty. But I never had a booty that sat up on its own. And now it does a little bit of that, so that's a plus. but I mean, it's my body doesn't look exactly like I want it to look. It may never. But is it better and stronger and healthier and all mine? Yes. Yes, enough.
Yeah, and you love it, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, at the end of the day, we can pick ourselves apart and we can do this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah. And I think it's important. And that people always say, like, be grateful that your body is healthy and strong. And I will go through my workout, especially like this week. I watched Attain and I watched her comments at the end, like, maybe you should stick to fundamental this week. And I was like, oh, maybe I should. But I was like, no, I'll try Attain first. And there's so many times I've watched the class and been like, oh hell no, that's not going to happen. I can't, And then I go in there and I do it, and I'm like, okay, you did that, and that is a gift of Tracy that you really don't learn or know. Even now, after 2 years, I'm still surprised that she has trained my body to do the things she's expecting of me, and I don't even know it, but she does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's how well she knows the human body, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And men, too. I would love to get one of our TAM guys on an Ask Tamily just to find out, get their perspective, because I really don't. I have never spoken to a man. Well, I guess Alex, Lisa's husband, who works out, he's in all the classes.
That's awesome, I know we're going to meet them, right?
I know. It's crazy.
Yes. Yeah. So cool.
Can't wait. Do you have this is a different question that I always have a hard time answering. What is your philosophy about working out? We kind of maybe covered it earlier.
I think it's changed. I think that I spent the majority of my life working out to manage my weight. I was always athletic, but working out for me for most of my life was just a way to try to stay in shape, because if I didn't work out, weight would come on. But my philosophy about working out now is to find that whatever works for you, and what works for me is this mental, physical, spiritual connection for me. It really, more than ever, needs to be that way. I couldn't go. If I took a spin class right now, with that blaring music and somebody hollering at me with what to do, I would want to go hide in a corner. I think it's just changed me. So I love that I have my own space to work out in, and it's really a peaceful room for me. And so I just leave here. I come in here ready, and I leave here peaceful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Everybody should be doing it.
I know.
But they don't know. So you have a nutritionist. This is now I'm just like asking questions.
Okay.
I'll scroll back through. But you have a nutritionist. So what's your diet look like?
Well, not everybody. Okay. The only reason I have a nutritionist is so weight. I said weight's always been a problem for me. I got married. I'm in my second marriage. My really good one this time.
Oh, good.
But I got married a little over 4 years ago, and I serious starvation, relative starvation, and working my ass off for that wedding, right? And so I was in spin a ton, and I was starving myself, whatever. And I lost the weight that I wanted to lose for my wedding, and then I relaxed on everything. I relaxed on my eating. I still did spin, but not nearly as much. And I am not kidding you when I tell you, this is how you believe me, okay? In the 6 months after my wedding, 7 months, I put on, wait for it, 30 pounds. Okay, yeah. 30 pounds in 7 months, just from being like, okay, being happy, I get it, and I was just, my entire life had been that way, just this yo-yo up and down, and then taking it off was so hard, and why is putting it on so darn easy? And so there was a woman that I had worked with before. She got started with the whole program called The Plan, but she kind of does her own thing, and then she was getting her master's in nutrition. She's a Tamily. She may be watching probably now. Hey, Debbie.
Oh, cool.
But my diet now is I am 95% gluten free. I do cheat here and there. I'm gluten free, mostly dairy free. I will eat um, goat cheese, manchego, sheep's cheese. I drink all sorts of other milks. I try to eat anti-inflammatory. I try to eat organic. I eat meat, but it's always grass-fed. And I started with her in January of 2016. It took me 6 months with her, and she told me, just go gluten-free for 3 weeks. I was like, what? And I'm like, how do you even live without gluten? So she's like, just do it for 3 weeks. So I did it for 3 weeks, and I said to her, okay, I'm never going back. It is an amazing change in our bodies. I truly believe that our entire country is allergic to gluten. We just don't know it because our body responds by just inflammation, and so we don't think that's. So it took me 6 months to lose the weight, and so now it's been 3 years since I lost the weight, and my weight has never fluctuated more than 5 pounds since then. And it's just if I stay in my realm, right? I call it my realm. If I stay gluten free, work out, dairy free, organic, anti inflammatory, here and there I'll splurge. I really try to eat low sugar, all that. I read every label. It just works. And for me, it was this huge victory in control. And I'm a control freak. It was a huge victory for me to be able to learn that I could trust my decisions to not go so far astray that I just knew how to control it. And in this day and age, being healthy, eating clean like that is so easy. It's just so easy. Yeah. I mean, there's so many options, even at restaurants. There's so many options here. You have to plan a little and prep a little. I pack my lunch for work every day. But yeah, that she's awesome, and she changed my life in that way for sure.
That's amazing. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's funny how just making those couple little, which seem huge at the time.
They do, right? But I mean, if I want, I can make anything. I eat burgers. I just put a gluten-free bun on it, or I wrap it in lettuce. I mean, there's just so many things and so many ways to do it.
Yeah.
It seemed difficult at first, but give it time, and it's not so hard.
Yeah. No, I totally agree, and it not only makes a difference like in your body, like physically, but eating clean-ish, right? I'm kind of the same way.
No, for sure, clean-ish.
But it like in your mind too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's funny because when I started the program with my nutritionist, she said I'd be interested to find out if you see any changes in your work. And I totally did because I have at any given time 100 and some whatever active cases. And remembering the fact pattern of each of those or where we are was always really hard. And I could see as I was getting older, it was even harder. But I did see a benefit from my mental focus and acuity, as well as if I take like the bulletproof brain octane oil. Like when if I have a deposition, this is so lame. Like I have depositions all the time, but if I have a deposition that I know is going to be really hard, it's just, either the witness is going to be squirrely or I need to be really on my game. I put brain octane oil in my smoothie that morning, and I swear to you, I can tell the difference. People think that's crazy, but I can tell the difference. My brain is working faster than my mouth, like I need it to. I know my next speech. It works.
It works. Don't question it. And who cares if anybody else does?
Whatever works.
No, there was this thing at the Charleston Vitality Week. Tracy, during one of her lectures, told us, I think it was her brother or something, introduced her to this term Namaha, which means not mine. Like if somebody's giving you, oh, you're just nuts about you just think it works. It's all mental. Namaha. Like,
yeah. No, and you know what? You don't have to believe me, but I'm not. You can do it or you cannot. Yeah, and I think that I have found things like that work for me, and they make a difference. And I'm seriously always learning. That's another thing that I would say Tracy is such a proponent of too. I mean, in my age, I'm still learning at work. I'm still learning in my life. I try every day to better myself in any way I can. I'm really hard on myself. So we probably all are. But even this morning, I was like, I'm not cooking enough. I don't want to be eating any processed foods. At 5:30 this morning, I was, going through my cookbooks, trying to make sure I made some good food this week and writing down. I'm always just, I feel like I can sense where I'm lacking in my life, and I don't ignore it. I just, we just got to try to make it better in every way we can. And I think Tracy's a big proponent of continuously learning and searching and understanding ourselves. And I like that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That's, really well said. You just, you lean into those places where, and this all comes from just starting the workout. What? I mean, that's what's crazy.
But
that's,
you know what? And that's so true, right? If I think about all the ways she's impacted my life, and some of the stuff I do started before her, but adding the physical workout to my meal plan that I had, I mean, it was just, tenfold then the benefits. Mm-hmm. So it's great.
It's amazing. I don't know. Everybody here agrees with us.
Yay!
We need to get like an Ask Tamily panel together for non-Tamlys and
right.
Tamily, non-Tamily, and
Tamily, not Tamily.
Pull them in.
That's right.
Come sit by us.
But these interviews you guys do are great, because I think everybody that I've watched the interview, they all have something to add that I don't do, or I don't know, or I haven't learned of, or whatever. And I just think that's a great way to impart our individual knowledge on anybody else that might be open to it or not. Plus, just hearing from people that are in the same boat you are pretty much every day.
Yeah, it's been we're almost at a year. This was Suzanne's idea in the beginning. She really likes to do her interviews or her workout. It really helps her with accountability. And her idea was that she would do workout with someone live, and then we do an interview. I kind of just morphed into that. And I cannot believe, we're almost at a year.
Right.
We haven't, Suzanne's travel schedule has been insane. I don't know how she does it. She's moving, so she doesn't have this commute, this multi-state commute anymore. And this is so exciting. And I can't thank the Tamily enough for letting us continue to do it. And Tracy too. I mean, she could have just said done right in the beginning.
Next.
Yeah, exactly. No, you don't get to do this. So we all love you too for starting this. Of course, we'll continue to do it for as long as you'll have us. So I think that's it for the questions in the chat. But is there anyone, since we're talking about Ask Tamily, is there anyone you would like to see featured that you haven't seen an interview for?
I think that Mary in Seattle. I think it's Seattle.
She's on our schedule.
I love Mary. She was at the Brentwood weekend thing that I went to, and she really touched my heart that weekend, and I have not forgotten her for a single minute. And I think she's on there as Shar Loves Tam, Shrona from LA. Okay. Girl, get on here. She's going to be in LA at our thing too. I'll get on her. I'll talk to her about that.
Get on her. I'll reach out. I don't think she's missed. But we have Mary scheduled for August 24th. So
has Loretta done one?
No, but I'm not going to give anything away. But
okay,
something's happening, guys. This is a little teaser. Tune in.
And that wasn't even planned.
Tune in for August 3rd.
Oh my God! Yes, right. Don't we all just watch her in awe? She's awesome.
She is Tracy one time said, okay,
I want her.
She was. I'm checking the time to make sure we don't get cut off. We're almost done. But Tracy said something like, "I am first string. I'm pro Tracy Anderson. She is the Michael Jordan of Tracy Anderson, like Tracy is, and Loretta would be the Larry Bird of Tracy Anderson method. She's just freaking a legend with this stuff.
I remember watching, I don't know what it was, something that Tracy was doing. It was one of her instructional something, and she said something on there we all want this in our abs. She's like, heck, I want Loretta's abs. And I was like,
exactly.
Yes. Even Tracy says that. I'm all in. Yeah, she's just she's beautiful. No comparison. Not that we compare ourselves to that, but she is beautiful and so committed. And I love that she's committed to posting, because she is a huge, without even meaning to, that is something that will get me in, on my mat if I'm struggling that day.
Yeah, I think it's her grace, not just her grace and her movement, but her just her her aura. I don't know, it's like
So
her
true.
grace in dance, her grace in performance, I don't know, there's something.
She just always looks so light, just in her movement and her light on her feet, even when she's doing her I mean, she's tall and lean and so committed. Yeah.
Well, shout out
August 3rd.
Time. So yeah, tune back in on August.
We'll do that.
And I'll post that later in the month. But anyway, enough about that. So is there any? I think we only have a few more minutes left.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you would like to share with the Tamily while you have this platform?
Thank you. Thank you for being part of this journey for me. All of you, knowing that I can be here for you, but more importantly, how much you're there for us is huge. This is a community that not only is so supportive and beneficial for all of us, but I think it keeps some of us doing this. So it's it's for our health, mental and physical, and it's great. So I would just say thank you. I'm happy to chat with anybody that wants to chat. Follow me. I've got 2 Instagram feeds, and I'll try to post more workouts if I can.
No, we get it. You are super busy, and thank you for joining us today, and for also just being one of the shining lights in this community.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm just going to scroll one more time to make sure I didn't miss anyone. I don't think I did. Oh, my daughter's going to walk by too. There she goes.
I think that's her 15 seconds of fame.
Yeah, exactly. Unless she would start doing Tracy, but she's tried. She tried. She liked.
Good for her. I have a house full of boys. I have 2 sons and 2 stepsons, so no one's doing anything with me.
No. Well, we're gonna tam together in just like a few weeks.
I can't wait to meet you in person and hang out.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Save the video.